Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Dunkin' Donut Center here in Providence, Rhode Island. We were already here earlier today to witness the opening act of March Madness and the Survival 16 playing round, as we got to see a barn burner between Ole Miss and Utah State. Both teams put on an absolute show, but ultimately it was the Running Rebels from Oxford that got the job done and set themselves up for a matchup against Oklahoma State, 7-seed Oklahoma State, in the round of 64. But the winner of this game will face 6-seed Missouri in the round of 64, and honestly, it's kind of a full circle moment. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the stream here. I am your play-by-play announcer here, Commissioner Daniel. And once again, I am here with LSW Commissioner Pike as color commentary, and we're back in our seats again. Got to get up, enjoy festivities, of March Madness, aka live, our daily lives. But it is what it is. But we're back, and so we are back with honestly probably the biggest, most exciting game of this entire round. We got a CyHawk game on our hands. How are we feeling about it, partner?
Well, I mean, this is the second time in over 3 seasons we have had a CyHawk game, but there's nothing more than exciting when it comes to two rivals here in March Madness. Rivalry games are always some of the best, but here it just means more between these two teams.
It definitely does, and I would have to agree based on also what we see in front of us. Now, these two teams, let's face it, they struggled a little bit this season, especially the Cyclones, who, it was just a rough Big 12 conference. It was strong up and down. Iowa, it was, Big 10 was also extremely challenging, but I think they get a little bit of a pass due to the injury troubles that they had throughout the entire season. Multiple of their stars at points were unable to play for stretches of time. But most importantly, they are all fully healthy, like we talked about, yesterday. And so we will finally get to see what a healthy Iowa actually looks like. And this could be one of the most dangerous Cinderella teams in this tournament, which is shocking to say about Iowa, isn't it?
It really is really shocking comparing to what they have on the roster sheet here. I mean, they have a really, really good roster, especially carrying over from last season. It was very unusual to see a team like this struggle.
It definitely was unusual, but most importantly, it's all about being able to be healthy and be ready to go when it comes to, the biggest stage of the season, which is March Madness. And luckily, they had that luck on their side to get everybody back healthy. We're talking about Exodus Creed. We're talking about Tanner Young, Euro Willie, and even some guys off the bench like Jerome Butcher. And so, simply put, when it comes to the Hawkeyes, they are a seriously dangerous team. But make no mistake, I think Iowa State is also very capable of causing some damage. But most importantly, when it comes to things in this game, it's all about what's going on down low. Because as we talked about in the pre-show, last night, Iowa State's kind of thin down low. In disregard to that graphic that we just saw, but the starting line is right there. Really no changes for Iowa State from last season. And for Iowa, a few familiar faces, but also a couple new faces in that starting lineup. Of course, Exodus Creed, Chewy Akbar, Euro Willie, the most recognizable. We are ready to go. The courts have been cleared of all activities, and the teams are ready to get this ball tipped off and going. It's Euro Willie, it's Jimmy Gavin, and it's Iowa starting us off. Bit of a long-winded entrance right there. As we can see, Iowa already getting things going. Klingman off the glass and in. Already Iowa strikes first.
And this is going to be very important, though, for Iowa to play down low. They want to play towards the front of the court. It is going to be their specialty, and it's something that Iowa State needs to protect all game long if they want a chance to beat Iowa here tonight.
Indeed it is, and like we said, Iowa State has to protect their big men on defense. Quick trigger, finger, Chewy Akbar, and that was a 3.
Chewy Akbar, one of the best men for this Iowa team last season when they made it all the way to the Final Four. And of course, he's going to be a really important factor inside the perimeter. But right there, that's huge for Iowa State.
Jimmy Gavin, count that baby, plus a foul on Euro Willie.
Yeah, but the big, like you just said, the foul Euro Willie. I mean, these big men for Iowa, you have 3 big men, almost 4 big men on the bench there. They're going to be an important factor for this Iowa team as they love to play down in the front.
They do, and Iowa State has limited bodies down there. So it's all about weathering the storm. But right now, Iowa State has to try and weather Chewy Akbar's shooting because, golly, he's off to a hot start.
Well, I think Iowa State came into this game prepared to try to defend the inside so much, but they're forgetting they have Exodus Creed and Chewy Akbar on the perimeter. That's just going to open the door for more points on the board for Iowa.
It definitely could. Your Willie takes a step back. That one does not fall down for the former Maryland Terrapin from a couple of seasons ago. Of course, Iowa State's a little bit more methodical with their approach. What a pass inside to Jared Donovan. Knotted up early at 7 apiece. These two teams haven't faced each other since 2 seasons ago. Klinkman, quick trigger, nothing going there.
This is a big thing though for Iowa State already. They're doing 2 of my points I made in the pregame. They're stopping inside scoring. However, big 3. Holy.
That was from Luke Silve. One of Iowa State's only 2 big men. And when you can have a big man like that with some range, it opens up the door for many possibilities. Inside feed, Akbar through the contact, no go, rebounded by Tyler Bronson.
Iowa State's staying on foul trouble already, but one of the biggest points I made in the pregame is that Iowa State has to score big with their starters. They cannot slow down the pace of the game because their bench is not as good as Iowa's. So this huge scoring they're going to have in this early game could be a big factor later in the game. But stuff like,
what a block! And I think that was Silve standing tall. Down low, here's Zion Brook. That's a name that has become synonymous with March Madness moments. Back to Silve. Backing down Tanner Young. Working him inside. Beautiful. Post moves right there, Luke Silve.
I was thinking in the last possession there was going to be a foul there on Silve, but instead it was just a beautiful block. This Iowa State team doing exactly what they needed to do and just blocking down in the zone, but again, leaving the door open for Chewy Akbar.
He has become one of the most dangerous weapons in all of college basketball inside that offense. What a 2-ball right there by Jimmy Gavin. Those Iowa State big men are getting it going.
Yes, and again, like I said in the pregame, they have to protect these big men because getting them worn out early in the game, it could play big disaster here. But anytime there's a break, it's almost a sigh of relief for Iowa State because, again, without that bench help on the big men, it's going to get nasty if they don't protect them long enough.
Somehow, Exodus Creed misses the layup down low. And Iowa State back on the move. Donovan, 3-ball, no. Rebounded by Gavin. He draws a foul on Tanner Young, the former 5-star.
And again, Iowa State seems to want to play exactly what Iowa wants to play. Down in the zone, just trying to score as much as they can. But they're doing something really good I would not expect them to do because of their situation with the bench. And that is play off the glass with the big men.
It's one of those things, if you don't go bold, you're probably going home. And Iowa State understands that part of their their success goes through their big men. Good free throw right there by Jimmy Gavin, only getting 1 of 2, however, at the line. But of course, it's all about weathering the storm. And in Iowa's situation, maybe they did it. Akbar, two-handed slam.
There's that normal Iowa maneuver. Screen from the center from Willie gives Akbar the open room just to put a layup.
It wasn't even a layup. That man slammed it down. He's gotten so athletic over the years. Silve, no go. Willie collects. And already, look at them running. Klingman feeds it. Tanner Young, mid-range jumper, clean.
There's one thing both teams are really good at, especially in the last season as well, is their shooting range. They don't just play inside zone. They don't play perimeter. They can shoot anywhere inside the perimeter or stuff like this.
Oh, but
just fighting for the glass.
Indeed, and fighting on the glass is what's going to send Tanner Young to the bench on 2 fouls, because Jimmy Gavin was able to draw some contact down low.
And in comes Devin Brandon, the center who's going to be playing power forward now for Iowa.
Grad transferred from Minnesota, so stayed within the Big Ten. First free throw falls for Jimmy Gavin, who I'll tell you right here, right now, is a former national champion. How is that the case? Well, he won it with Oklahoma.
Ooh. A couple of seasons ago.
Indeed. Indeed, it was a couple of seasons ago. So he understands what it takes to win a national championship. Look at this, patting his spot. Klingman rises up and puts it home.
Again, just that screen inside zone scoring is just Iowa's bread and butter.
What they love to do. It catches a lot of teams off guard, especially those that play a whole lot of man. They get caught up in those off-ball screens. Donovan 3-ball, bang!
Should put Donovan Klingman down as a guard as well, because that man is hitting every 3 he has made.
Longtime Iowa State Cyclone Jared Donovan, and right there the Cyclones steal that one away from their rivals.
Immediately learning, trying to play zone, blocking off the passing lane. It is huge for Iowa State to do that.
Donovan pops a 2. That one's a little bit off. Now here's Creed. This is a guy that Iowa definitely wants to get going in this game. Akbar, shot goes, and he has no problem starting off hot. And he stays hot.
He is mainly this man's heart of the team. He understands how to play really well. And didn't he transfer to Iowa?
Chewy Akbar? I think he's always been at Iowa. Yeah, he's always been at Iowa.
That's the case. He truly is the heart of Iowa.
Definitely seems like it. What a feed into, well, the man we just talked about. But we cannot ignore that Zion Brook jumper on the other end on Iowa State's last possession. So it's a little back and forth affair over here. Gavin, pop up, nothing.
All these two teams know each other very well, of course, from the same state. A long, long rivalry between these two. The CyHawk Rivalry may not be huge in basketball, but no matter what, these two teams, you will always hear their fan bases going against each other any day of the week.
It is a blood feud down there in the state of Iowa. Year in, year out, no matter what sport it is. And it always feels bigger when it somehow comes around in postseason play. Silve jumpers clean.
These two forward players for Iowa State have been really good. Jared Donovan, Luke Silve, both of them have played really well so far in the first half. Oh!
But boom, Klingman, corner 3.
Talk about another forward that's been playing really well. Donovan Klingman as well.
It's more of like a 3-and-D winger who has emerged in his sophomore season Didn't really get to see a lot of playing time as a freshman last year. But the most important part of your development comes in between those first and second years, and he has definitely been a beneficiary of that freshman to sophomore jump. But Iowa State here will start off with, well, not even start off, but they will inbound, and that right there is Blaze Bowers, former 5-star freshman, now sophomore, and a mistake made by Iowa State. What a chase down block by Blaze Bowers! Unreal. Brooke gets rejected. All of a sudden, it's Block City. Creed, 3-ball, rains it, and Iowa retakes the lead.
What a back and forth that was. Breakaway trying to dunk it, gets blocked. The other one rushes in, go for the layup, gets blocked as well. Creed then lays down a 3.
An insane sequence right there. Here's Jerome Butcher, the former Michigan Wolverine. But he turns it over right there. That's Gavin. Going down the lane, through the contact, gets it to go. Strong take, Jimmy Gavin.
I think it was a bit too much contact there, but the ref's no whistle.
Right there, inbound pass, or not even inbound pass, but inwards to Jerome Butcher, no dice. It's back and forth affair. Doesn't cease to amaze. Brooke, Gavin, Silva, mid-range jumper, it's off.
Both teams are doing a really good job, though, passing around the ball and just trying to get to each and every single player. But, oh my goodness, what a ball.
7'2", met 7'2". It was a great read by Jimmy Gavin right there to not let that one fly.
I was trying to say, though, is that the passing game for both teams have been really phenomenal, though. And stuff like this, though, defense also playing a major factor in this game.
Indeed. Here's Chewy Akbar. Shot clock is winding down. Iowa's just not been able to get a shot off in this possession. Akbar trying to work in. 3-ball, no go. And Iowa State hangs on.
That was a perfectly done defense there by Iowa State, just letting the clock run down, not letting anything open for Iowa. And they had to work for it, but unfortunately, because of the miss, they come out empty-handed.
Indeed. Inwards pass, Kastner. No go on that Iowa defense inside the paint. Although Iowa a little bit of a scoreless run here. That's Rayshawn Taylor with the deuce. He was in this tournament last year, but with SIUE. Oh, what a pass in. Oh, but Silva comes up ridiculously short somehow. Akbar, pull up 2, nylon.
Iowa State scoreless, and they need to get something on the board. They're starting to become cold here. They're getting these wide open lanes, and they're getting ways to score here, but they're coming up empty-handed every single time. They got to get something going.
Floater doesn't go for Bronson. Collects his own miss somehow and puts it in.
Still fighting for the glass there, and it's perfectly well done by the Cyclones. But again, they got to keep on going with this scoring because Iowa's starting to heat up a little bit here, especially on the offensive side.
Whoa!
Oh my!
Donovan Klingman with the windmill,
Highlight
man.
reel. Highlight reel.
Clip it. Tyler Bronson goes around another screen, draws the foul. Free throws coming. And that is on Issa Samake, the former Drake Bulldog.
What's good, though, for Iowa State so far, that they've been having a really clean game. But look at this, though. This is a big thing right here, partner. Jimmy Gavin just came out. He's having the rest.
And they're going to keep Luke Silva in. They have to right now. That's the problem with not having big man depth. You got to all of a sudden, form these weird rotations and combinations. There's still
looks like Dylan. Sorry, I was gonna say. Looks like Dillian Jones is gonna be playing for the power forward position as Luke Silva moves up to the center.
Or it's Jared Donovan. It's one of the two. Either way, I think both are capable. Inside pass, Akbar is gonna miss that one. Iowa State was there.
That's usually where they would usually get the points off it, especially Akbar in that passing lane. But again, Iowa coming up empty-handed again.
Silva trying to work in on Brandon, tosses it up, but to no avail.
Yeah, I'm kind of confused in the passing lane there. You had a really good opening position, just passing out right back towards the middle. I think that would have worked out, but instead got a little bit too ambitious.
Definitely. I don't think the recipient was even ready for that. Look at this. Brandon somehow draws the foul on Silva.
Oh boy, that is Iowa State's first foul of the game, by the way.
Well, to have been able to play a clean game up to this point is crucial. Gavin is back on the floor now. There's Devin Brandon, former Gopher. And he'll miss his first free throw. Iowa has the kind of big man depth that Iowa State wishes they had. Brandon will knock down that second one. Less than 3 minutes to go in the opening half. And Bronson is in trouble here.
Get it out.
And he gets stripped. Wood, or excuse me, not even Wood. Jeez, Exodus Creed. Excuse me. Misses the shot anyways. Maybe it was right to call him by the wrong name. Anyways. Look at this. Around the world type of passing, and Silva gets it to go.
Trying to find the right man towards the shot there, and it's understandable why the Cyclones having to try and find a way to tie up this game, but now here they are with only 2 minutes left.
Indeed, and Akbar misses once more. Iowa State getting to him fast right there.
There's one thing Iowa State has done really good on defense so far. It's quick reaction, second person blocking. It's when they go 2 up man to man, and it works every time.
Indeed does. Zion Brook misses wildly from the corner. This time they're not setting up that way. 3 ball. Brandon, no go. I don't think that's even his shot. Now they tried to pass it inside. Nothing. Creed feeds it. Akbar draws the foul, and it rolls in for him. Count that, baby, and a foul.
That's the foul on Jared Donovan there. That's his first. Silva comes out.
Yeah, and Bronson too. So they shift a little bit because of that.
Dillian Jones comes back in to try and replace Silva there.
Yeah, Dylan Jones has played a couple years at Florida actually and before that he was at Weber State. When Brook steps backwards and Iowa gets the ball back for free.
Just good defensive coverage there from Iowa. Just playing that full court defense is really crucial there, and it worked out in the end for them, for the Hawkeyes.
Tight-knit defense forces a turnover. Klingman 3 ball, nothing there. Iowa State looking to run. Brook to Bowers. We're officially under a minute left in this half. Almost stripped away once more. Zion Brook there first to the loose ball.
There's nobody in the paint.
Now all of a sudden it is crowded. So Iowa State's going to take this one down to the end of the shot clock. Gavin trying to work his way in. Interesting shot, does not fall down.
Could have given it to like the wing there, but instead Iowa just had eyes on the ball the entire time. Again, that zone press defense works out really well for this Iowa team.
It does. Creed draws the foul on Blaze Bowers, and more free throws coming for the Hawkeyes.
You got another crucial foul there because it's now the third for Iowa State. So the foul game is really even between these two teams. But again, leading by 2 possessions heading into the first half could be huge for the Hawkeyes.
It definitely could. And Creed bricks the first free throw.
Jeez, Iowa, it's just, they're leaving so many points up here in the free throws.
It's not something we're used to at all. He gets that second one, though. Shot clock is off. Iowa State, the way they've been playing, they can take this one down and have the final possession in this half.
It could be down to... Oh, he was wide open, but it's...
Wait a minute.
What happened?
What happened there?
What? Wait, whoa. What foul was there?
Okay. All right. Replay booth time. What in the world happened?
No way. No, hold on. There's no way they're calling. Hold on. Go to Dylan Jones, 32.
Yes.
No way they just called an illegal screen on him. There's no way. They did. Oh my god. He wasn't even moving. Oh my god.
What are we doing? Referees.
So Dylan Jones picked up a foul off of an illegal screen. And a parent.
Unreal. I don't agree with that call.
I'm just very questionable call. Good God.
I'ma just call spade a spade. I don't agree with that call. And now all of a sudden Iowa gets the final shot in this half. Creed, 3 ball, nothing there. Ball don't lie. Iowa State's got to get up the court fast. And they toss it out of bounds.
Out of bounds. Who was it stepped out of bounds? Is that Jimmy Gavin?
No, I think that was Dylan Jones. Either way, Klingman is going to hoist one up. No. And that right there is the half.
Wow. That was just what I can't even describe that the last like 30 seconds of the half was.
That was quite interesting. Yeah. That was something.
Anyways, to give my analysis real quick though, Iowa State doing exactly what they needed to do for this game and protect their big men, Jimmy Gavin, Luke Silve. They only have 1 foul in total between each other. Iowa's got to get out of foul trouble in the inside zone, but Iowa State needs to dominate more on the perimeter. Iowa, though, they got to get back to that perimeter. They've been really good in the first half, in the first part of the first half, but they became cold ever since.
Oh, good play to start us off there. Tyler Bronson getting an easy look right below the bucket.
I still there's a comment there. Anyone knows what the 1+1 random attribute coach? It means the +1 random attribute for the coach, meaning that's your team that it goes to a random attribute to.
So
it
like
goes to a random player on your team.
A random attribute, but it's basically you can pick the player that gets it, but you cannot pick what attribute gets that +1.
Yes, that's what I meant.
So saying Coach Riker doesn't do a thing. You just wasted your points, buddy.
Yeah, you're supposed to say you're the player on your team.
Yeah, brother just wasted his points on himself. That's crazy. Anyways.
Yeah, back to action.
Feed in, Silve. He's been kind of streaky so far in this game. Fade away, too. Nothing there.
And he was doubled up. He should have went into the wing there. He was good and open, but instead a double up worked out for Iowa.
Tanner Young in the corner. Akbar rises up high and slams it down again. He has 20 points in this game.
Well, that's the bread and butter. Feed Akbar. Oh!
And it's also to feed down low and draw fouls on those Iowa big men. That's Tanner Young's third foul of the game.
Yeah, Tanner Young has been like... He hasn't been really resourceful for this Iowa team. Instead, he has been... I would say more sloppy all day. 3 fouls and barely any points.
Hasn't really been given a chance here, to be honest. Because it's one of those things. Iowa State has picked him out. Why him? I don't know. But he is a dangerous player. But I digress. Zion Brooks, successful free throw trip. It's a 2-point game once more. It's Creed once again facilitating this offense. Bounce pass in. Tanner Young. He gets it.
Good redemption there for Tanner Young. But actually, partner, I'm thinking about it more. Maybe Iowa State knows that that's the weak point of Iowa, is Tanner Young. They understand that's a weak point they have. And if they strike it, it'll work out for them. Because all they have is B.J. Omot right behind him.
It's true. They're very thin at the power forward spot. Klingman off the glass and in. Beautiful take.
Ooh. Good passing by Iowa.
Wow, somehow gets the feed in. I'm not sure how they're getting those passes down low, especially with...
Oh, no!
Yeah, Tanner Young, 4th foul. I already knew that was coming. Anyways, Jared Donovan to the free throw line. But what was I saying? Right. I mean, somehow Iowa State's connecting on a lot of these passes, which is mind-boggling, to be honest. First free throw falls for Donovan.
What's important, though, is that Iowa does have 2 players on the bench coming from the center position that can play power forward. So they're not completely just eliminated of a good power forward. They still got Devin Brandon, who's currently on the court, but also Brian Daniels right behind him.
It's not ideal because that takes away their floor spacing. Klingman misses. Oh, wow, Brandon with the board and gets it to go.
Did he hit that? That is an amazing rebound by him.
Good feed in. Silve. Nothing but net.
No, you did that right. Record, don't worry.
Yeah, you actually did that one right. Good job, buddy. Anyways, Willie trying to work his way in. Draws the foul on Silve.
Iowa hasn't really done the same thing that Iowa State's been doing. Because again, the one point I made in the pregame was that they needed to attack the inside zone as much. But Jimmy Gavin has no fouls. Silva has 2, but then you can have Dillion Jones play the power forward position. So Iowa really has not done a good job in trying to attack the inside zone.
Well, Dylan Jones is definitely one that they could put there. He's a little bit of a shorter body down low, but he is capable. But right here, Iowa's just trying to get Iowa State off their rhythm. Donovan, deep 2 connects. Coach saying a one-time thing only per stream, yes.
Oh.
Yeah, I fixed it. Akbar draws the foul. And more free throws coming. That's Silve's 3rd all of a sudden. Yeah, out of stock. That means it's for the stream, yeah.
Why does my thing always says reward on cooldown?
Honestly, I don't know. First free throw for Akbar goes.
Don't care about it right now. All I care about is that we got some legends basketball going on. We got a great game anyway.
And what we also have going on is Chewy Akbar, so far being the MVP of this game for either team.
Hard carrying his team is all I can say.
It's been impressive. A good pass, Bronson. You had the wide open shot, and you tried to force it down low.
Bronson, but
instant karma right there as Exodus Creed knocks down a deep fadeaway two.
Man, he could have traveled from New York to all the way to San Francisco with how far the players were away from him.
Gavin gets stripped before he could get the shot up. And now Exodus Creed. Seems like Iowa's finally getting comfortable with their play style. But right there, they turn it over. Donovan tries to force it in. Gavin picks it up and misses the shot terribly. Iowa State's on a little bit of a cold run here.
Yeah, they've definitely been cold since the beginning of the second half here. They're going to try to figure out something here. But again, going back to that double up defense. Oh, it works out.
Well, Iowa is definitely, they're not firing off on all cylinders compared to, usual times when we see them play. Geez, unlucky there, Jimmy Gavin. But they're still making it somehow work, specifically Chewy Akbar. He's been sensational. Here's Donovan Klingman. Brandon over to Creed. Creed, 2-ball, it goes. Iowa has their first double-digit lead of the game.
Yeah, and Iowa State continues to get cold. I'm surprised Coach Goat is not calling a timeout here.
Donovan, 3-ball. They needed that one, but instead, they'll settle for a Zion Brook rebound and put back.
These guards are playing inside zone. It is very surprising to me. They want to be very physical inside the paint.
Commit bodies to the hoop, especially on those second chances, but one was not needed there as Klingman hit nothing but nylon.
Hello there.
Inside feed. Brook, fadeaway 2 does not fall down. And thank you very much for the follow, Joe G24. Iowa almost stripped. Iowa almost got that ball back. Or Iowa State almost got that ball back, excuse me. Brandon inside feed. Willie fadeaway 2, and he gets it. Cyclones are starting to lose themselves. Oh, good feed into Jimmy Gavin. Big time slam.
Yeah, it's a big time slam, and like we said, they're just losing the grasp now of this lead. As now they're still down by double digits.
Oh, Chewy Akbar almost got that one to go. Was thinking that
if Chewy Akbar somehow get ahead of the big man, I would have praised him.
Zion Brook through the contact, does not fall down. No whistle either. And Chewy Akbar got the board. Klingman. Beat it. Willie, corner 3? No. Rebounded by Bronson. We get a stats check next time out. We don't really do that. We do that at the end of the game.
Yeah, we don't do that.
Good 2-ball right there by Jimmy Gavin. It's 2 straight scores right there for Iowa State. Maybe they can continue this good defensive momentum that they've all of a sudden picked up. Klingman, 3-ball. It almost spun in for him. Uh-oh. Somebody redeemed roast a coach and said Riker. Well, you roasted yourself by fumbling that +1 random attribute redeemable. I don't need to say much more. Euro Willie draws a foul on Jimmy Gavin. That's his first.
Yeah, that is his first, and just like his first, it's always Riker who's the first to get roasted in any wrestling GC.
and not to mention uses the same old rage bait BS in the coaches' chats. Fun one. Redeemed Rose to coach Zalikov. Guys, this happened last stream. Let's be a little bit original. I mean, Pike, if you want to entertain it, you can. You know, it's up to you. Do we think Iowa beats Missouri? The game isn't even over yet. With disrespect to Iowa State.
Over. I would think you'd still come back and win this.
Oh, but if stuff like that happens, maybe not. Taylor draws the foul on Blaze Bowers.
Oh my goodness, he got bodied.
That was a big...
Oh my god, he got bodied.
Either he got bodied or he sold that. Because Blaze Bowers is not a big dude.
Look, if he's going to redeem the coach, the only thing I'll say is that Mrs. Commish got a national championship in the Big East before Zelly did.
I guess. Blaze Bowers loses it. Samake 2-ball goes and Iowa is pulling away.
Yeah, it just seems like Iowa State doesn't have, and again, just refusing to call a timeout.
Unfortunately.
Which I'm very confused by.
And Gavin misses another 2-ball.
And again, they don't have their starters out here. They don't have their big starters out there that you would mainly see.
Samake, another one goes from mid-range. Where's Frank Selly's daddy? He's not... No. That's just not true. That's Jacoby... Or no, excuse me, that's Dylan Jones. Iowa State, they got to find something on offense. Corner 3, you can't even get that to go.
They just need a stoppage at some point. Just foul or... timeout. They just need something.
They've been struggling. Oh, but there you go. A little turnover. Let's see if that sparks something. Under 6.5 minutes to go. The pace needs to be picked up. Zion Brook tosses it in. Gavin, little turnaround hook shot goes. They got to find the way to get their starters back in, though. Silve needs to get into this one. And Samake draws the foul on Dylan Jones.
Dang. There's one man Iowa's been bullying this entire time. It is Dylan Jones. He has 2 fouls off the bench. One of them is still questionable, in my opinion. And again, finally a break here for Iowa State, but they got to get their starters back on.
Samake did what he was brought in to do. Valuable minutes off the bench. Still giving Iowa this big lead. And Bronson trying to break through this double team. Right now it's not going. Iowa State will avoid the backcourt violation, though. Gavin drives in. Good take. If only he finished it off.
Yeah, they're just so cold. I don't understand why there's just no timeouts being called by Coach Goad. He's just refusal of using the timeouts he has.
I personally just do not understand it. Gavin gets it, and once again he misses. He has been way off the mark after starting off very well earlier this game. Akbar wants to drive in. Shoves a man off, and he's called for the charge. Zion Brook and...
big turnover, but they got it. They got a big turnover, but they have to answer it. They have to answer off of this.
It's not going to make a difference if they're completely stagnant on offense. Iowa hasn't had the best of days. Let's keep it a stack. But Iowa State has somehow had an even worse offensive performance. That three doesn't go down. It's just not happening. It's not happening.
Yeah, this is just... There's comparing their first half to the second half performance, I don't know what happened. It's not that they're tired, it's just no one's accurate anymore.
Bronson drives in. That layup gets blocked. Klingman through the contact. No. Rebounded. Time is winding down quick on Iowa State. Brooke. Mid-range shot. It doesn't fall either. Nothing's going right for Iowa State here on offense. Nothing. Creed, 3-ball, make it rain! And what was an exciting game in the first half has gotten away from Iowa State. They can't get a thing going. Pass in. Willie slams it down. It's getting ugly.
It really is getting ugly. And still no timeouts being called.
I do not understand it. Gavin, fade away too, and that's the shot that he hits. Okay.
A fadeaway too instead of a normal layup.
Akbar, the long two connects. And Iowa's doing just enough to keep Iowa State away from them. And the crowd thinks this one is over. That 2-ball misses by Tyler Bronson.
With 3 minutes to go is insane.
Akbar doubled. Feed to Klingman. It's in their best interest to just slow this thing down. Iowa's got this one probably in the bag. Brandon, 2-ball connects.
You forgot, partner, though. This is the rivalry game. Coach Wolf wants to rub it in their face.
Indeed, he does. Zion Brook. Gavin. Silve, interesting shot, and it doesn't fall, of course. Sometimes you just run out of words. Akbar, another 2 falls down for him.
25 points. Good God.
Gavin shoots a 3 just for the heck of it, and even that doesn't go in. Iowa State just went ice cold. Completely lost it. Offensively. They couldn't buy a shot. They couldn't buy a bucket at the local thrift store. Gavin 3-ball. Nothing. So back to my question. Do you think Iowa can beat Missouri? I definitely think so. But if they're going to beat Missouri, they're going to need better production offensively from everyone. Not just Chewy Akbar. Exodus Creed will get some free throws. Just a little cherry on top for Iowa to potentially drub their rivals, their in-state rivals, a dang near 30 points. Really is a tale of two halves. It was 36-32. Iowa led at halftime. But since then, it's been a 45-20 game. Absolutely ridiculous. And finally, Iowa State uses a timeout. It's a bit too late, don't you think?
Use the time. Oh. That's just the story of this game.
And yeah, this is quite a sad way for Iowa State senior core to end their season. Because let me tell you this. This Iowa State team has nothing but seniors. It's going to be a complete reset for the Cyclones heading into next year. Complete reset. And to go out like this, I can only imagine how terrible everybody feels. Meanwhile, for Iowa, you get yourself a rematch with Missouri. You can go, oh my gosh, what a block. You can go 2-0 on them because they played against them last year. And they took down Missouri in the round of 64. 3 balls, nothing. Ah, wow. It's just unbelievable. You sometimes run out of words for stuff like this. Klingman misses. And yeah, it'll be interesting because now all of a sudden the roles are flipped. Ooh, Matheny. 3 ball. Finally, Iowa State scores. Golly. Yeah, the roles are swapped between Missouri and Iowa. Now Missouri is assumed the top dog, and Klingman, of course, slams it down one last time. The shot clock is off at this point. Nothing matters. Almost turned over. 3 ball, and that misses, and that just about does it. Well, we had ourselves a bar burner in the opening act. And then second half rolled around, and Iowa showed exactly what they're made of. And what they're made of is maybe another deep tournament run. Into the round of 64 they go, where they will see 6th seed Missouri. The frustration for Iowa State, I can only imagine of how intense it is. But for Iowa, man, I mean, considering the cores of both teams, they don't just get the last laugh. Ignore that graphic right there. They don't just get the last laugh. It's the last laugh plus a laugh on top of a laugh on top of another laugh. I can't believe how this Iowa State team went out. But it makes for Iowa's potential start of another deep run. And maybe, just maybe, this is an 11 seed that could get themselves to the Final Four, potentially. Potentially, of course. But with that being said, coming up next, we're going to take a little break. But the next game after this one could be a fun one. Because we are actually not staying in Providence for this one. Oh, keep putting it into the wrong section. Yeesh. I am washed. There we go. We're going to the Lloyd Noble Center in Norman, Oklahoma. Texas Tech, Boise State will face off for the right to play 5-seed Villanova in the round of 64. We'll be back soon for this one, folks. Stick around.